Chin chin. All right, welcome in. If you're watching on YouTube or on Spotify, you can see we're having this little fireside chat kind of vibe here on the Jocks and Fields. It is a special playoff edition, as always, presented by CCO.
Absolutely. This playoff preview, if you will, is brought to you by Pizza Pizza. We love our people at Pizza Pizza. We had a large pizza ourselves this evening. Threw back about 20 wings. It was glorious. Yeah, like giving us the sauce to be game ready for the playoffs. That's what I like.
Yeah, absolutely. The backyard vibe just brings something to this whole thing, too.
I feel like this is very true. It's got a northern vibe, a northern feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Eddie for convincing us to get the outdoor fireplace.
Eddie, you were right about this.
Bit glorious.
I have to tell you guys something, though, before we begin. We did tease on Instagram that this episode was going to feature a Stare Nurse interview. We're actually going to put that out on Monday. This episode is just going to feature playoff previews of 2 matchups that we're going to see in the semifinals.
Yeah. Also, if you hear any chat, shit, laugh, giggles, or splashes, we've got 2 pigeons hanging out on the wing. So they're there. For whatever reason, we've decided to allow Eddie and Liam to sit quietly, beer in hand, while we record our previews.
And we'll just talk yelling on top of us. So I don't know how this is going to go, but these are going to be excellent previews. We might get a little difficult with other coffee there as well. Yeah. But let's get into it. Our playoff preview presented by Pizza Pizza. And Pizza Pizza has a whole Mother's Day deal going on right now. Who doesn't want to cook on Mother's Day?
Melvin.
Order some pizza. Do it. If you buy a $50 gift card for Pizza Pizza, you get $10 additional. So it's a good deal right now.
And trust me, those 10 extra bucks go towards their wings. They're $95.
Oh, I never had those till tonight. You ordered them. Those are good.
Very tasty.
I like.
It was like the second thing the man rhymed off when I was ordering. I was like, say no more, sir.
Yeah.
You've got your order.
Okay. Honey Hot, the new official wings flavor of us here at Jokes on Jokes. But let's get into these 2 playoff series. You want to go Montreal, Boston first?
Yeah, let's do it.
So Toronto selects Minnesota as their playoff opponent. We'll get into their series next. But as such, Montreal gets Boston.
Yeah.
Where do we start with this one? I feel like it would be rude to start anywhere other than the matchup between Royce Maker and It'd be rude too.
Yeah. And I think there's a secondary storyline as well with the goaltending, but let's start with...
Oh, sure. That's on my list.
Yeah, let's start with Pooh and Peter. I mean, what are you expecting from both of these players? They started playing their best hockey after the Women's Worlds. At the Women's Worlds, I should say. They brought it home. Boston only lost 1 game after the World Championship, right?
Yeah. What? They've been hot. We talked about this a lot on the podcast. Like, we've been showing Boston based on how much they've turned it up.
And playing it the right way, and I understand why Toronto did not choose them. I think Toronto won. Montreal, Boston beat out one shot. And that, hopefully catch their ticket against Minnesota to face a beat-up team in the final. But to go back to Pooh and I feel like these 2 ladies are going to set the precedent for their team in this series. Like, we talked about Pooh at the Women's Worlds. Now she came out of women's success. And because of that, we were like, Canada's taking this. And sure enough, she put her team on the map. She set the precedent on the level of play that she expected to see from everyone. Scored goals. Obviously, a great chance in overtime to put it away as well. Then you got Hillary Knight that was like, all right, who's going to score? I'll score. Who's in the box? She's providing or something.
Dude, I thought they wanted to go back and forth.
Oh, but it's amazing. So these players, both of those, show up all the time if games that all the time. And all of a sudden now, it's games that matter back to back to back. Yeah. Right? Could this one go 5? Yeah. I think this one's going 5. Who do I think is going to win? You have no freak slip.
Tessa, we did previews for this on TSN today. Look at it for you.
Point.
Tessa wouldn't even make a pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And listen, the only reason why I would lean towards Montreal is the Pooh effect. And that's not a slight on Hillary by any means, because this girl knows how to put games away. But when Pooh is dialed, if Pooh can stay dialed for 3 games, max 5. You know what? This is stupid that I'd say this, because I could say the same thing for Hillary.
Yeah, for sure. And it's almost like they push one another.
I like
when they're playing one another, even though they wouldn't say this aloud, but Hillary gets up for
hell yeah. The coolest thing is their buds.
Yeah, they played in Montreal together. They're good. Yeah.
which is nice. So I like that. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that. I think that, the fact that the Blackhawks push each other to continue to be the best. Because think of how long both of them have been the best.
Long time.
Right? Well, that's a heavy torch to carry, especially thinking the talent that's been coming out through the ranks. Okay. What?
Yeah, and all those two listed above press. That's why I'm so excited about the series. It feels like it had a lot behind it. Or Kenzie, what you're doing today. I love that she brought up like the Boston and Montreal kind of like geographical time. The fact that Poulin played at Boston University and
So just saw it. Yeah, I just told them just to be quiet just a little bit more.
if our listeners are hearing, we apologize. Geographical significance matchup as well. Yes, the history there, 100%. Back to Julia played in Boston, last formative years as that.
And I played in Montreal in the CWHL. We played in Boston.
Thank you.
But also then there's the Montreal, Boston rivalry in the NHL with the Habs and the Bruins. And I feel like, that plays into it because most hockey fans are hockey fans. And that's who's watching the game as well. So there's that already friction, or I don't want to say or it's like effort, but that rivalry there. And they're playing right into what I think would be cool. Not that this is what I'm hoping for, but since Toronto lost out to Boston in the first round of Game 7 yet again, sorry, Julia.
Stop doing that.
But wouldn't it be funny if Toronto and Boston met in the final and then Toronto finally snapped the Boston curse for the boys? Would that not be hilarious?
It would be really, really cathartic, I think, for a lot of people to see, myself included, a lot of longtime Leafs fans. I don't think that would break the curse, though. I don't think that would rip off those bombs, but I've been calling the NHL just the boys. It's one of your favorite things.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, in boys hockey.
Right.
Just I think boys hockey about the Stanley Cup playoffs. I was like, boys hockey. So those two are just going to be a treat. That's going to be a major storyline this year.
Yeah.
You mentioned goaltending.
Yeah.
What a matchup between the pipes. And then there's also a little bit of caveat to it.
I feel like it's wild that Montreal won 3 of 4 games against Boston this year and not. Oh, no, sorry. They split 2 and 2. They each won 2 games apiece. And not one game that Montreal won did they have Desbiens.
Weird.
Desbiens lost both their starts.
Yeah.
Albeit they were 1-goal games. It was super close, but still not wins. Frankel, she played all 4 games. She was the goaltender through and through for Boston throughout this, and I think she will. How much do I think Julie's honestly going to play in these playoffs? Unfortunately for her, I don't think much of state games since I need to. But I don't think she. There's a games down. There's rest.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It actually is interesting the fact that Julie has 1 wins against Boston this year, but there's a difference between regular season they've hit and playoff. Huge talking about say. Number
Toronto does not want to face Desbiens ever.
Yeah.
And you know what? Some of their choice might have gone in to say, okay, who's going to be the better matchup for Montreal? Who's the toughest matchup for Montreal? We'll take him no matter what.
Yeah,
Imagine that's how they actually chose.
I don't know. What do you think?
Gina said they looked at the metrics. They broke a lot of stuff down. And we'll break it down in our next series preview. But Toronto does well against Minnesota. Minnesota just not too well against Toronto.
Yeah. Just on this Montreal-Boston series still. Goalie matchup, huge. Yeah. Star-studded. Defense matchup, same thing.
Yeah, I think, Keller's been so great this season. And actually, Cheryl Pounder commented on TSN the fact that with the metrics that were put out, she was actually at the higher end of everything that.
Yeah, she's steady. And all of her goals, it feels like this year were clutch goals. And all of her goals matter. Winning goals and time goals.
Yeah, help shots. But yeah, so, she definitely, if she's steady and collected, I feel like Boston will be okay defensively because she's definitely going to have to lead the charge. Fracket's been great for them as well. I think Ambrose has got a heavy load to carry. And she's carrying it well after Worlds. She's coming on fire. The way she's playing the power play is different. The way she's playing 5-on-5 is different. It was like, and I don't want to start an inter-team rivalry, but I think it's a good thing. I had two good players that are pushing each other. The fact that we're not as fast, just throwing deep one, and Ambrose was taken off. I think that we're saying well something in person. I don't think she was ready to give up that position yet. So nice to see her reinvigorated. It's like some of the best hockey like I've seen. But to the other to Keller's to the other point, which is Megan Keller, is the fact that like she's been nothing but consistent all year and fantastic for her team most. And she's a big game player. You always see her at the big games, up a lot of minutes, and that's going to be her job here yet. Courtney Kessel's going to be leading her like crazy to take care of business back there. So this one, unfortunately, for those defensemen, is going to go the distance. I 100% believe it that this one's going to go 5. Yeah. They're going to be playing a ton of.
Yeah, those girls lost minutes. Aaron Ambrose, yeah, like she's shouted 25, 30 tonight.
It's wild.
So you mentioned Courtney Kessel. That's the other match I wanted to ask about. Coaching bench match. Yeah, Corey Chevry, Courtney Kessel, 2 former players. Like honestly, 2 coaches that I would compare. That's similar.
Yeah, they coach together at Team Canada. They want together. They know each other really well. They know what each other likes and how they like to coach their team and their tendencies as well. And I think that Corey, as I said on our head, has done a fantastic job in having her team grow and really flourish at the right time. They had to manage some injuries and stuff, and they even made a trade, which I think helps their power play on things. But yeah, she's done a really good job at laying a solid base with her team. And I think with expectation, with systems, with being patient, with really buying in, never getting the panic button, just sticking with what she believes is going to work. And on the other side, Courtney Kessel, I mean, I played with her. She's a firecracker, and she demands a lot. And I think that's going to be a good thing for this team in the playoffs because, like I said, they're going off the championship, having won 4 or 5 games. And I feel like they're followed it right around. Like they were playing playoff hockey after Worlds, 100%. And that last game when they played Montreal, I've got to say this: when Corey Chevry pulled the goalie down 3-2 in a game that meant nothing to them, they already had second place. They pulled the goalie to tie it up. Like as much as people say, you know, whatever, it's just prepare for playoffs. It's like you were trying to knock off Boston. You were trying to get rid of Boston for the playoffs. If I'm Boston, player now like taking that. That's what I was saying. I'd taken that room. I would, if I was leader in that room, if I was a voice in that room, I would 100% be pushing that narrative. Because any edge you can take in the playoffs, you take it. And to me, that's one of them. So I think Montreal's got to be a little bit careful with that. But nonetheless, I had asked Courtney Kessel about it. She was like, Corey's a game 7 coach every game, every practice. So that's just surprising one that she really got to expect. Game 7 coach, it's such a yeah, that's what she called Corey Chevry, game 7 coach. And I think that's quite a big compliment to a coach that doesn't only coach with against you as well.
Yeah. So in saying all this, I think this is going to be I think this is really good.
100%, and it should be. At least look at the way the season started with all those big hits and everyone was blown away. Like,
oh, that's what I mean. Like, game is going to change.
Watch the way Boo plays. She's going to be steamrolled.
My God. For Boston, because
yeah. Trey, I'm 100%. Alita Wheeler does not shy away. Yeah, I expect all of these ladies to really bring it because just like in the NHL playoffs, it's the next level. And you really set the precedent right off. And I'll even put to I mean, it might not be every game, but let's look to the Women's Worlds with Canada and USA for the first time. That thing was as physical as any NHL hockey game that you've ever seen. Yeah. And it was like both teams just trying to let each other know, like, you can't mess around. I think they both came on toe to toe and nobody knows. I don't think one set the edge over the other. And then the final game was completely different. So I think that all these games are going to start out this way, and how long they manage to keep it that high intense, I don't know, but it's going to be fun. Bang.
Yeah. Okay, last one of this. Do you think that Boston might challenge Montreal's depth a little bit?
Whoa. Yeah, that's always my knock on Montreal is the fact that
I think Owen sits here in water.
Oh, yeah. I feel like, yeah, it's gonna be a very important part for Minnesota's success. but I feel like they can still get away with it because the great house are so good that if they can't take it, they can't take advantage of being white and a series that I don't think they'll leave their secondary scoring. So
Yeah, I feel like we don't even need to say that. Special team success. 100%. When you postseason games, they lose your postseason games. Hard.
yeah,
Okay, we got on that one. You got any more thoughts?
nope.
Moving on. Toronto, the first seed in the PWHL playoffs, playing Minnesota with fourth seed. This one is really interesting because in choosing Minnesota, the fourth seed, they, if there was no choosing Barnes, it would boys. Still a choice, right? And then you got everyone and their mom and dad thinking that's wrong between what this series. Minnesota's not a bad team. Like, they had to lengthen the postseason a little bit. They were like 5 of these winning streaks right before the World Championship, right? Did they drop 5 in a row, try to make the playoffs? Did they have 5 chances, 4 of which I think they only needed 1 point to clinch the postseason and they couldn't do it? Yeah. Imagine how pissed off they are. And now they're hearing everybody like us say, oh, Toronto's going to wax Minnesota. Like, there's something a little scary about Minnesota here.
Well, it's because what team's going to show up? Look, it's a Toronto season.
Oh, exactly.
It's a completely different story. Like we said at the beginning, there's going to be ebbs and flows with this team. Well, we get the ebb or show it.
Yeah.
Want to run into a little bit of adversity early. I want to let the adversity run a little too long. But look at Toronto didn't have any major injuries to go throughout the entire season. So all their stars going on here. So they didn't have the players to step up that, did carry the load pretty well.
Yeah, that's what I got to say. Like, when Heisen was out, Zuppel did step up.
Yeah, during this, so there was that too. Right. So I think they were down 2 pretty big and important players there. And so I feel like, look, they faced a ton of adversity. Yes, they're into playoffs, really backing into it, but they're all healthy. You're all bad at the way they're playing.
Yeah, dude.
Yes. So what Minnesota team showing us? Toronto better hope it's not your beginning of the season in Minnesota, because let's be honest, Great Salt Lake, Taylor Heights, labor.
They beat the Wheels off Toronto once early in the season.
That was the 3rd game that they had in the season. So really, how much do I take from that? Not much.
Yeah.
Right.
But once they start seeing anything,
and that's it. It all we know really is what have you done for me? And for Minnesota, unfortunately. Yeah. That being said, these good players are due, and good players don't slump. Not very long, not this long. So I think Toronto just looked at all the metrics that they had, and power plays were a major factor.
Yeah, that's what Minnesota special teams. Do you have the numbers?
0 for 10 against Toronto. Toronto's 4 for 10.
Abysmally, just on the season. Like, Minnesota has the second worst.
Yeah, Toronto has the highest offense in the least goals against entirely.
Yeah, is that good?
Right? So they're going up against a team that seems to be a little bit, down in the dumps and having a tough time without their top scorers really goals right now. So I think that's what they looked at is the, recency bias. Because quite frankly, in a short season like this, like you said, what else do you really have? What else can you truly go by in a short season for a team having some serious injuries? We're the top team for a lot of the first part of the season.
Yeah. So, okay, let's go hypothetical here, because Natalie Spooner is the girl in the PWHL this year, 20 goals scored, 27 points, definitely going to be MVP. She's playing at her best right now. She's going to produce offensively into this series. If Taylor Heisey's playing at her best, who has the edge?
Heisey and Sumlickle, or just Heisey?
Good question.
Because if Heisey's going, Sumlickle's going, Item's going, then Kelly Panic's always showing out first. That girl never not shows out. She's always here. So
she gets what I'm asking is Toronto at their best, Minnesota at their very best. Did we see it? So we still have
numbers low 5. Well, my only thing with that is I say them 5, but Minnesota's goaltending, I get the edge to every time, and that's not a slight on Kristen Campbell. It's just the number of very intense, high pressure games that those two goaltenders have played combined in comparison to Kristen Campbell, which is at the senior or international level. Not yeah. So that's the only reason why I would give Minnesota the edge to Joe. The only thing that's really making me question that is the fact that Toronto has 3 lines going. Nursey's going, Spooner's going, Maltate's going, Turnbull's heating up. They got Sasti and Laurent playing the best hockey they've ever played. Like, it's tough, but in the end, like, playoffs, special teams, and goaltending. So it's goaltending is won by Minnesota. Especially since could get going, Saudi, Heisey, Kleiner going. So, yeah.
What about the line matchup?
Well, look, Sophie Jakes and Lee Steckline are going to be a punch.
Yeah.
That's our
Sophie Jakes had next factor.
Dude, she creates so much offense. Every time she's out there, they're calling her game. Yeah, it's because she's trying to create a chance. And I
think she's on another level to get to.
100%. But you know what's great? She has Lee Steckline.
Yes.
Awesome. Are you ever second guessing if it's Kim Dupac with Lee Steckline? Stan? No, I've won every time. 60-40 at the moment. My defender saying 100%. So I loved the Sophie Jakes factor. I love that you brought that up because I didn't want to have to mention it myself and everyone get all over me for a lot of times. But like, I'd give at least Steckline.
She doesn't.
Should I have our pair match? They are very good deep, right? And I think they're a little underappreciated. Everything gets a little talked about. I'm sure
I think Steph is going to get
as she should. She deserves it. She's been one of my favorite defensemen to watch very well time. That is actual level. It's just there's a calming presence about her when she's out there. Don't worry. It doesn't matter what situation, it doesn't matter what time of game. As a coach, you always need a player like that. And that's a very special thing.
Was that Darvitt's plan? Put them together? Did she acquire?
I'm going to assume so. Dar, I think when people, I don't know if she worked for this, but Darwitz said that she pursued Sophie. Wasn't like, hey, you want her. She went after it. Was like, what's it going to take for me to get her? I think Darwitz gave up on that.
Not gonna lie.
She did. She said it's happening. She's playing great for Boston.
She was hurt.
Yeah, she's been great. So the fact that Darwitz saw Sophie Jakes play for a few years with Ohio State, knows what her potential is, and that she hasn't even touched her ceiling. It was like, I've got a great workhorse here. At least that like eat minutes, but also be a great leader and help mold and shape this young defense to exactly what we need. 100% she's gonna buy shit. And look at Sophie is a difference maker on it. She's proved it at the NCAA level, and I think she'll trip it again.
Yeah, take that. Yeah, she's getting was best screening ever.
Yeah.
Any coaching matchup here? Should I get late?
I know, but this is interesting. Oh, the boys.
The boys.
It's funny because they both coach at the international level as well. Yeah. I think it's just going to matter if we can get their rally the most and bottom the most and believing what they're preaching is what's going to get them the most success. And
well, one of them definitely has an easier task right now than the other.
Right. But I truly believe that, Minnesota either, needs to just buy into whatever systems being preached and play that wholeheartedly, or they just need to run rows.
Sure. Feels like running rows could be it right now.
Sometimes too, I think there's a disconnect or a misunderstanding with I remember when I first went to Ohio State, which just really tried to teach me a defensive game just to fully round out my game. And I didn't like that. I like being just, 3 bars for row and doing what I want. 100%. And so I started playing more defensive, and it was really frustrating for me. And then she pulled me aside and asked me why I was doing it. And I was like, well, you're going to tell her to do it. She's like, no, I'm just teaching you defensive structure. Play with it. And I was like, I get it. So sometimes I feel like there's that little hump you need to get over.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think Minnesota, look, everyone's counting them out, but I called this one war. However, so I guess I was
Toronto's 4?
Yeah.
I think I'm going Toronto at 5 for this one. And I picked Boston at 5 in the other series. Candidly, I only picked Boston at 5 because the other people now picked Montreal at 5, and you're opting out of the prediction. 5 games.
Yeah, that was one that they stopped.
It's good to get off our chest before we talk to everyone after we see a couple playoff games.
No, I just feel like hope everybody's as excited as we are. keep those keep your Real Rockets, Montreal, keep your dance parties going in intermission. We love this. Gotta throw it out there though. So if you see any Jocks and Jills in the arenas, please take some photos, tag us. We will throw a little prize your way, a little giveaway action that we'll mention online shortly. But yeah, see if you can catch us anywhere. Take a pic, tag us.
Yeah. Tease. If you see us in a PWHL arena during the playoffs, take a picture, tag us, get a prize for you. For one of the people that checked us. We'll post more details about that on social media for the next couple days. But that is something we are so excited about. We're so excited. Yeah,
Pizza, we love you. Thanks for fueling us for the playoffs. You always bring this out. Get us the games ready. Good luck.
CCM, as always, our presenting sponsor. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you're subscribing, following us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, calling it these days. We appreciate you all, and we see you in the middle.